I can't remember how, when, or where I met Sarah. It was a long time ago, and my memory is not good. But think I met her first in a large old city near the Rhine in Germany. She told me that she came from an ancient family, but I never knew the family name of the woman who was my friend, my partner in my studies, and finally my wife. Why did I never discover her family name? Perhaps because she didn't want me to find out. But I cannot remember. I remember only one thing very well. Sarah was tall and slim. How can I describe her quiet, aristocratic movements or the strange softness or her footstep? When she put her white hand on my shoulder, she had a beautiful face, but it was not a classical kind of beauty. Was it her pure white skin or her thick black hair? I looked at her long, delicate nose many times. It was perfect. I looked at her sweet mouth, how soft and red it was. And when she smiled, her teeth were white. Then I looked into her eyes. They were much bigger than usual eyes. Sometimes, when she was excited, they looked like a deer's eyes. They were black with long eyelashes and black eyebrows. I thought about it for long many hours, sometimes all night. What was the expression in those eyes? Wanted to know. Many times I thought I almost had the answer, but then it was gone. Sarah was very determined, but her determination showed in her eyes. It shone like a terrible energy, and sometimes it frightened me. Sarah was very clever. Sarah was excellent at Latin and English, and she knew many other languages perfectly. She was also a student of science and mathematics. When we were first married, I often asked her for help with my studies, and we worked together. But after she died, was alone. Without her, I was like a child in the dark. When she first became ill, she did not come to help me as often as before. She lost weight and her skin became pale and transparent. When I saw that she was dying, I felt desperate. Sarah resisted death with all her energy. She was determined to live. I watched in agony as she fought for life. I knew she loved me, but I only understand how much she loved me. She held my hands and said that she was devoted to me. I can't talk about it now, but let me say that her love for me was part of her determination to live. On the night she died, she suddenly got out of bed and cried, "Oh God, must I die? Must I lose my fight with death?" But my dear Sarah died. I was so sad. I could not stay in the old city by the Rhine. Then I bought an old abbey in an isolated part of England. This dark, sad place, my feelings of loneliness. Unfortunately, I began to drink too much. But I do not want to speak about that time of my life. I will only say that one day I married Lady Rowena Trevinian of Termain. My new wife, blonde hair and blue eyes. I took Lady Rowena back to a room high up in the tower of the abbey, where we lived for the first month of our marriage. The room was very large with an enormous window. The ceiling was high like a church, and in the center there was a big gold chandelier. My wife was afraid of me because I was often sad and depressed. She didn't love me much, but I prepared this. I always thought about Sarah, my beautiful Sarah, dead in the tomb. Sometimes in my dreams I called to her in night. I imagined that perhaps my love for her could bring her back to me. At beginning of the second month, Lady Rowena became ill. She didn't sleep very well. You have fever, I said. You are imagining things. She got better, but then she went back to bed with a second illness. Worse than the first, the doctors could not understand it. Again, Rovina began to hear little sounds and movements in the bedroom, and they frightened her. One night, she woke up suddenly. I was sitting on a sofa by her bed. She whispered to me that she could hear sounds and see movements on her thin face, but I saw and heard nothing. But her face was white with fear and she nearly fainted. I remembered that there was some wine on the table on the other side of the room. After some moments, I heard very quiet footsteps on the carpet coming towards the bed. A second later, as Rovina was about to drink the wine, I saw, or perhaps Rovina did not see it, Kalish, she drank the wine and I said nothing because I thought it was only my imagination. After this Rovina's death, Rovina's health got much worse, and on the third night she died. Her servants prepared her for the tomb, then covered her with a sheet. The next night sat alone with her body in the bedroom. Strange forms and shadows moved around me. I looked nervously into the dark corners at the moving tapestries and I felt frightened. Gullish, then I looked at the carpet under the chandelier. There was no shadow there, and I felt better.